One of the biggest problems business owners are facing today is identifying when and what type of help they should get. Should they automate? Should they use AI? Should they get a virtual assistant? Should they hire somebody to work in their office? Should they hire their brother? Should they hire their cousin? So what I'm going to talk to you about is like how to identify what type of virtual assistant you should hire today to help with your business. First things first, how much revenue are you bringing in? Are you making more than enough money to support it where it's actually going to take stuff off your plate? Or are you just abdicating work that you don't want to do? The cost of labor is very low. Probably shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing this stuff to make bigger money. So it allows you to do more of that. What some people do isn't good is they abdicate. Oh, I don't want to call back leads, so I'm just going to hire somebody and have them figure it out. Really, you should be doing it until you can understand how to coach them and train them to make sure that they're good. So what type of virtual assistant should you do? Generally, there's two types that people start with. These are the first two types. They either start with an administrative or a one to help with digital marketing. What the admin does is it takes all those paperwork tasks that you're doing, no matter the industry, like if you're a real estate agent, writing up the listing agreements to take on a listing appointment, turning in the office paperwork, making sure that you get the seller's disclosure from all your listings, make sure you get all the buyer's agreements signed properly for all your buyers, and just keeping it in file, whether it's .loop or SkySlope, make sure it gets every there. So when your office is going to pay you the check, it's time to get paid, they want to make sure that everything's there. Administrative is usually one of the first hires, or it's digital marketing. What that takes up is your video editing, making sure you're producing content. A lot of people talk SEO as search engine optimization, but as Neil Patel tells it, it's search everywhere optimization. So you hire a virtual assistant to make sure that you can show up on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, X, whatever it is that you've got to show up on all the platforms, especially because before somebody makes a purchase, they usually go to 2.8 platforms on average. So that's basically 3 different platforms they go to check you out before they're going to hire you or give you money. If you think that way about, do you have the time to spend creating content or doing digital media? And as Alex Hormozy says, until you're making $5 million a year, you need to spend 4 hours a day just making sure people find you, whether that's paid ads, social media posts, or videos, or webinars, or in-person meetings. Like, you've got to spend 4 hours a day until you're making $5 million a year just getting people to know who you are, because that's what you're trying to do. And as this goes on, as more and more as the clientele wants to learn more about you before they decide to hire you, it's going to become more and more important that we do that. So when you're looking to start a business, that's usually the first 2 places to start. If you have a ton of leads or prospects that you haven't gotten to, you're calling, you're getting so many, you're not able to contact them regularly, then that's where you go into a database manager or some type of caller to get in there and warm them up and get them to the people who can make the closings. That's your next step. So those are kind of the 3 that people usually start with: a admin, a digital marketing, and then a caller to get in there, database, follow up, get everything warmed up and get it going. That's how you make money. That's what you need to do. That's how you start with virtual assistants and get going to build your business.